afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another glorious, exciting, amazing Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda. Off here to our 1 vs 1 on Langraskaya in the north. It is MajorKusanagi fighting here for the Soviet Union, Socialism, Comrade Stalin, and the 2nd Guards Mechanized Corps. Whereas in the south it is Brosras fighting for the Oberkommand West, Germany, Deutschland. Forming up here, the Großdeutschland Panzergrenadier Division. Panzer is immediately arriving here for him with triple infantry. And we got armoured assault, so both players there with some heavy armoured doctrines there, though Brosras, of course, with a bit more lead infantry added in. Fun fact, Panzerfusiliers were technically the name of the Panzer Grenadiers in the Großdeutschland. While Relic seems to sort of think there's some sort of reconnaissance troop, that was basically Fusiliers, which was sort of basically what happened after the loss at Stalingrad in North Africa. They sort of consolidated some elements, forming up a 7th Infantry Battalion in the Infantry Divisions to sort of compensate for the loss of 3 battalions plus a scout battalion. And those Fusiliers were sort of part elite infantry, part reconnaissance. Those are Fusiliers. Panzerfusiliers was just sort of a nicer name of saying Panzer Grenadiers for sort of elite units like the Großdeutschland. And sort of units sort of were formed up from that. We'll also call that, and there was also the Hermann Göring Fallschirmpanzer Division, when it was made a full Panzer Corps, received a Panzerfusilier Bataillon or Abteilung. So, quick note there on Panzerfusiliers. I know, longer one there, but it's just one of those things that kind of bugs me. Like, you know, they'll happily show Panzerfusiliers, but then they don't get them right, while Fusiliers don't get anything. Double Panzerfusiliers out here, though, for Brosras. Sturmpionier moving westwards there. Shots fired here by the Engineers and the Panzerfusilier. Brosras with a early snipers down. Now, that's a bold move here versus the Oberkommand West. Then again, it's the Oberkommand West, not the Wehrmacht. I mean, theoretically, he could go for a Kugelwagen, but the promise he would just counter that with a scout cars. The question is, how does Brosras deal with a very early sniper? Though, of course, on the other hand, I mean, it does mean that MajorKusanagi with an early sniper will be falling behind on territory. In the West Panzer, backing out from the Engineers. We've got the field point there being seized by the Sturmpionier. Panzerfusilier advancing, sniper moving up there. Taking a shot there at the Panzerfusiliers, and Otto there drops dead. Quickly popping back here with a sniper. 3rd Panzerfusilier squad there ready for Brosras. So he's going for a pretty heavy Panzerfusilier squad sort of strategy. Not something you see often. I mean, most of the time players will go for like 1 or 2, but rarely will they like commit very heavily to the Panzerfusiliers, because the Panzerfusiliers sort of on a basic level are slightly weaker than the Volksgrenadiers. Of course, once they get upgraded, they obviously pack a lot more punch than them. So that's sort of the thing. Then that's usually the sort of trade-off most players don't like to make, because it can sort of feel a bit awkward since again you're used to the Volksgrenadiers doing the job, and you have to pay slightly more for someone that doesn't quite perform as well. Though of course they do have access to anti-tank rifle grenades, I mean they do lock down M3A1s sort of more nicely, since you don't require tech for those. So that's sort of some of the details there. We got to try and wait for Brosras. It could be Battle Group Headquarters, could be Mechanized. We'll have to see what it ends up with. Though with the sniper out, a part of me would suspect a Mechanized for the looks, just to have a chance of hunting down the sniper and putting some very large bullets between those eyes. Schwerer Wehrmachtschlepper out there for Brosras. Panzerfusilier retreating. Sturmpionier seizing the western point. He's slowly advancing over. We can see that Brosras control most of the map. I mean, that is nonetheless what happens when you go for a sniper start. You do concede some ground, so that is a bit of a weakness there of it. So will be Mechanized? Yeah, Mechanized. He's going to go for the looks there, the Leichte Aufklärungspanzer. To that way pursue the sniper and of course put more pressure on Kusanagi's infantry. We'll probably be seeing some anti-tank rifle go up to sort of help counter that, and there might also be some mines going down at some point to sort of help further catch up a looks, since I imagine here that MajorKusanagi should be anticipating such a move. Panzer setting out, we'll have to see what he ends up with. I mean, he's got munitions for both G43s and Panzerschrecks, and of course, with the Panzerschrecks, he can maybe not only have to go for the Puma, he can just rely on Panzerschrecks, but I imagine there's going to be some G43s out there, since obviously a 6-man Panzerfusilier squad with G43s is pretty good. So we shall have to see what it ends up with. All the way Mechanized rating almost down there for Brosras and the Großdeutschland. Seizing the eastern fuel point there. Denying MajorKusanagi their precious fuel. Very good. Tech done. And there we go, G43s on the one seat by the fuel point. Fuel cut off as well. So with this, Brosras will be able to edge ahead. In fact, he's getting closer to, well, 3 times as much, at least it's twice as much. Panzer will have to retreat, but even then again, he's just denying Kusanagi resource, making it hard for him to take up. And of course, just allowing Brosras to get slightly ahead faster, which is, you know, in critical moments can actually matter a lot. You know, for example, just a minute out faster looks, for example, while your opponent can't respond to it, can make a big difference. Using the western fuel point here, victory point there, they all secure. The fuel is so far safe since the infantry is basically screening it. Mechanized rating up, and we are moments away here from the looks. Panzer's got their retreating. Lacking, of course, munitions for another G43, at least for the time being, since they do cost 90 munitions. Though with 42 munitions per minute, or 47 in fact now, that'll only take 2 minutes to begin equipping more G43s out there to his men. G43s. Non-G43 wielding panzers going for the cover point there, getting more ways to disrupt. Looks on the way there. We got here MajorKusanagi side taking for the support company. Obviously, he knows he can't get out a T-70 otherwise, so he's going to have to go for some sort of otherwise counter there. He doesn't seem so keen on the anti-tank rifle. There seems to have been a slight drop in players going for them as of late, so who knows. But either way, though, he definitely wants field guns out to help deal with the looks either way. Got the panzers with the G43 heading eastwards, and of course now 6-man with G43s. They're going to be a bit more formidable opponents here for MajorKusanagi's Strafniki. Showing a bit better there. He could engage here, but obviously doesn't, since he'd attack into units in heavy cover, and the penal troops are quite good there. So rather than that, attacking through path of less resistance, which, less heavy cover for the enemy. Right behind is a much better move there for Brosras. So tactical thumbs up there. MD34 up there for Brosras as well to deal with infantry. Very nice. Less effective as the sniper. That's obviously what Lux has helped to in part deal with by, firing a very large auto cannon at it. And here's routed. Obviously, there's a good idea with the snipers, and right now there's actually a bit of a gap here for Kusanagi in where the sniper is and where anything that might protect the sniper from Lux is. We got the SIS-3 field gun on the way there for MajorKusanagi, but that's not going to help us with the Lux, which is going to be going in aggressively. We got anti-tank rifles on the way there, so obviously, but also has to be careful there, since getting too close, that's going to hit with a satchel charge, which is obviously pretty bad. Panzer's moving ahead here for the fuel point. Either way, that we can already see here that Kusanagi is struggling. Field gun is almost done, anti-tank rifle is almost done, even then the Lux is going to have some free reign. There you go. PTRS is ready. Mine goes off here, killing almost all of the Panzers. They're going to have to retreat. So now with the sniper opening out, there you go. He wisely retreats here. Lux almost down to half health, going to have to break off. But even with that little setback there, Brosras has secured a fat chunk of the map here away from MajorKusanagi, and could once more begin threatening the fuel again. So the situation is overall pretty solid, with a few good edges. Fixing up the Lux here, right next to the car point, right in front of Kusanagi's base, is a pretty bold statement, in a sense. Like, I'm not afraid to repair my light tank right under your nose, you Marxist bastard. Now the MD34 on the way there. He's definitely keen on closing down the infantry, though of course he has to be careful about the sniper, and that was a pretty close one there. Looks like there was some pathing issues, which can happen occasionally when you get like a reverse order. It'll still decide, it wants to do like a 180-degree turn or something else, as that can be a bit annoying. You've heard before the getting sniped. Well, that was the case, then in fact he was pointing the other way around, so when he's reversed it, he had to turn around, I guess. And let's look at the engineers. One minesweeper, one flamethrower. We got the G43s opening up on the Strafniki there. We got more G43s on the way there for Brosras. Very good. And again, I'm part of me suspecting at least one of them is going to be equipped with Panzer rigs, because you might notice he's not going for the Kedenwerfers. He's just going for MG34s. And again, Panzer score with a double Panzer rigs is going to be quite nasty for any vehicles anyways. Kusanagi's now, though, certainly doing a good job there against Brosras, but obviously might increasingly find mileage a bit limited. And again, hitting the fuel point. Overall, good fuel ration there from Brosras, good disruption of Kusanagi's economy. Takeover there, fighting happening for Kusanagi. Again, he's been a bit delayed due to Brosras' aggressive plays, but he's sort of finding his footing now. And you've heard up now, pretty much removing any sort of protection for the sniper. Good push there by Brosras. Good machine guns to sort of support an attack, which is actually what the heavy machine gun was designed for. It was actually not a defensive weapon. It was an offensive weapon meant to, like, watch the troops as they advanced. Defensively, they'd actually remove the machine gun from the tripod and actually use it on a bipod, because it's much more easily able to react to what's going on the flank. So, a little fun fact there. Away that Brosras is in a very strong position right now. He's got most of the map. He's got a lot of the victory points. Although he's a bit behind the victory points there, and well, he's getting most of the fuel right now. So this is overall very strong there for Brosras, and for the Groß Deutschland, we got maximum there being hammered by the MD34. Troops are pressed, sniper setting out there, field gun reviving the MD34. First shot though Misses the mark quite a bit, but we can see Brosras decides not to take the chance. Take up happening there, Schwer Panzer headquarters. Obviously good timing for that. I mean, he's got most of the map, he's got the fuel lead. If he can push her panzers fast versus Kusanagi, that's definitely going to be very helpful. The question is, of course, does he go for the Panzer IV? Does he try and push for a Command Tiger? I'd probably not recommend a Command Tiger, at least right away, but you know, if he's feeling absolutely bulled, he could try, but I recommend a Panzer IV, then into the Command Tiger. Maybe with some orbs along with infantry assault rifles, and those could put some serious pressure on Kusanagi's infantry. Looks running about there. MD-34 hammering away as well there. Panzer retreating. West side, though, we're seeing some problems as engineers have managed to break through. Looks like could move in, and the east side is now being overwhelmed. Brosras' positions there are folding. Engineers pushing for the cuff point with their right and front line. For the looks, we've got the Schwer Wehrmachtslevel moving out. House collapsing under artillery fire there from Major Kusanagi and the 2nd Guards Mechanized Corps. Looks taking into the engineers here, hammering away with its autocannon and coaxial machine gun. Partially engaging the penal troopers, tearing them down in health. And we got a T-7 on the way there for Kusanagi. He's going for more G for the feast though. He might actually regret that. So that actually means he now doesn't have an easier source of anti-tank firepower as the T-70. I mean, he can still go for like Kedenrath obviously, but I feel like double Panzerschreck is better. Oh no, mind, it's actually now one Panzerschreck. They changed that. Right. They actually changed that somewhere. Like now you just can only equip one at a time. So obviously you can just spread out the Panzerschreck where you want to still keep the anti-infantry up. I guess they figured, you know, double or 5-man teams with double Panzerschreck was a bit bad. Oh wait. I mean, of course, that just means he can sort of quickly sort of hand it out where he wants to. But then he's got the T-7 moving out there. And he does go for like Kedenrath, and nonetheless, he's also got the Schwer Panther quarters on this cuff point. Will we be seeing any additional Panzer artillery with the T-70? Or what will Brosras go for? He's on the point here. Mines down here in the base entrance. He's obviously trying to protect himself being rushed down here and his sniper being murdered that way. Or for that matter, any other units being murdered. Not a bad idea there. Well, not all players will try and rush into your base. Some players will do it. They'll just try to raid it. Obviously, that's only going to really sort of be happening more and more at the higher skill level. There you go. Pencil is moving up, but they're kind of bunched up. And he thinks, yeah, he quickly retreats due to A, the T-70, and B, the SIS-3 field gun, which could make things very uncomfortable. There you go. Schwer Panzer Hauptquartier up. In terms of how far away from the Panzer IV, it's not too far away. But again, he could try and go for the Command Tiger, though I would not advise that, since I feel that's going to be too much opportunity lost. And could also give Major Kusanagi too much decreased pressure to sort of try and catch up with Brosras, whereas the Panzer IV would just allow him to maintain more pressure now, allow him to more easily stabilise for a Command Tiger. Machine gun getting hammered by the T-70 light tank, like Kedenrath being slowly creeped up. No Panzerschrecks on the Panzerfusilerer. Or the Kits and Panzerbüchse. Penal troopers charging into the looks here, the auto cannon tearing through them. By the way, Major Kusanagi could do with a bit more infantry, just 2 penal trooper squads I feel like is cutting it a bit close. Orbital down for Brosras, very good, very good. And you feel they're being pushed out. Looks moving up direct hit here. Oh, from the SIS-3 field guns, Heichler's around as well. That's a bit of bad news. Trying to get closer with an anti-tank rifle grenade, but the T-70 escapes. Oberstdorf enormous down here by Brosras and the goes Deutschland. In these, we've got the Maxim moving up here on the Panzer being suppressed. We've got a smoke screen in here, I think, on the MD-34, on the Maxim machine gun. There we go. To push up for the west. Grenade off in the field gun. Gets a few kills, but nothing crucial. Panzer this guy Ked moving up through the centre. And machine gun repositioning. Looks Panzer MD-34 moving up the right flank. West side, though, is holding there under the MD-34. Again, that almost takes out the T-70. Panzer of penal troopers moving ahead here under fire from the Panzer. Looks good threat there. Oh, taking on the Maxim. Very good. Sturm Pionier Panzer is moving ahead here. Some intense action here between Major Kusanagi and Brosras, the German army and the Red Army. Looks close to T2, but also close to being destroyed. Need to fall back with that one. And there you go, Oberstdorf now adding the Infrared Sturmgewehr. This is Vampire. Infrared sights. Getting some heavy suppressive on them, but the Panzers are doing some heavy damage to the Maxim in return. Sniper there causing some harm, and there you go. Orbital on retreat as well. They probably should move it out on the flank to threaten resources that way. Or you could move it on this side, though of course the T-10 is there, so that would have been a lot less effective. But retreating a bit faster, probably due to the sniper. MD-34 covering at the point here. The MD-34 is definitely proving to be a bit of a hazard, and the T-10 left flank is also going to be a bastard. The Panzer IV would certainly help, I think, Brosras out a lot versus MajorKusanagi. And Kusanagi's going for a second field gun, indicating that he's setting up here for a IS-2 stall, which could maybe make a command tiger a bit more feasible here for Brosras. I mean, if he's actually stalling for an IS-2, I mean, the command tiger's going to hit faster, unless Brosras gets severely harassed in resources, which can he push that faster. I mean, there might not actually be something there if, again, Kusanagi is stalling for the IS-2, though of course he could still get away with just pushing for a fast Panzer on that way, trying to bury Kusanagi under a lot of medium tanks. Second Sis-3 though is out. Decent Eastern fuel point. This western point now is under threat as Kusanagi can, end up again hitting it directly. Orbison almost got the sniper, taking heavy hits here from the nearby penal troopers, forcing them away. MD-34 there hitting the eastern fuel point, almost got it. And there you go, pushing the west fuel point under Kusanagi's men's command. Looks almost done. And there we go, does go for the Panzer IV. Brosras decides not to stall for the command tiger. Looks getting better too, and I definitely feel like that's the right initial choice. Again, the notes always follow up with the command tiger. Though again, in theory, if Kusanagi is going for an IS-2 stall, I mean, a command tiger stall would be sort of feasible and not as bad as an idea otherwise. Since again, due to it being only 9 command points and there's always regional control, again, he could get away with it. It'd just be like if Kusanagi was going for medium armor, it might be a bit more risky and could allow Kusanagi to bounce back. But now, again, the Panzer would also have to pressure Kusanagi more and punish him for stalling a bit. Got the western fuel point, Panzer IV out there. Sniper versus the MD-34, that's going to have to retreat now. He needs to get the looks up there, I think, to try and pursue the sniper. He's not realizing it. Well, he's, too slow. Too slow. Panzer IV goes out here for Brosras, adding the Panzer Commander for increased accuracy, line of sight, and the possibility of calling in artillery. Looking for the sniper here. Panzer IV moving out. Need to be careful about running around too easily in front of field guns. Shoots, misses. Looks to back it up here. Engineers moving in, looks backing up here. Engineers taking heavy casualties. Sniper there spotted by the looks. Could we see the sniper finally go down? No. Takes some damage, but not enough. Panzer IV needs to be careful. Got penal troops moving up. Got the field guns moving in there. Oh, snap. Pop smoke, but okay, Bosnia's close enough to get hit, but still took a lot of damage from the anti-tank rods and the field gun. Smoke's not a bad idea there at all. Machine gun being grabbed, but need to fall back here. Also with the looks, don't try to repair it there. Brosras, 9. We got 336 versus 383. MD-34 setting up. Looks hammering away at the looks half health, but needs to get that T-70 out of there, or the looks before it gets knocked out, potentially. Kusanagi not taking out. Needs to retreat the punches. He's got the anti-tank rifle grenade up, but again, he's kind of pushing his luck a bit there, like from moving in, but under the nose step, all those penal troopers, that was obviously a less well-advised idea, and handing that over to Kusanagi would be a really bad move for Brosras. Orbital unrounded, rather unfortunate there. Unless you're Kusanagi, in which case that is very good. Keep troops reinforcing, fixing up here. We got repair parties as well there to assist the repairs. Very good there for Brosras. 24 kills on that sniper, 25. Sniper's definitely paying off there for Kusanagi now. She's in the point there. Okay, enough secured. That puts Kusanagi out triple anti-tank guns, which certainly gives him more of an edge there versus Brosras. Who's now got, well, nothing. I mean, again, in a pinch, he can upgrade his Panzer with Panzerschecks to sort of assist with that. I mean, 3 Panzerschecks, which I mean, it would give him more rocket firepower here versus some all of Kusanagi's armor. flares off. Good move there. I mean, Brosras are trying to launch attacks from the other flank, so maybe coordinating it with a smoke bomb. In fact, for some, just calling in smoke bombs in the center would sort of create a disruptive field that would make it harder for Kusanagi to coordinate defenses, and also just give him a good idea there where Kusanagi is positioning everything else. So, I mean, that could be an idea there for Brosras to consider. Instead of just, charging in blindly and just, risking a lot of damage in his armor without doing anything then. So far, he went for the head-on assault and then sort of find out what's going on afterwards. Plan. Definitely not the most efficient tactic. Sniper while there, East level 27 kills, and now we got the smoke bombs in, but it feels a bit late. How's the routing? So what will Brosras do now? We got healing enforcement, they got Luxman eastwards. Oh, sniper there under fire and missed. We can cover that Panther 4 there, and the Lux goes down. Quite a blow there to Brosras. A nice win for Kusanagi, whose T-70 is still operable. Big horde push here by Brosras. Perhaps a sense of frustration is starting to creep in there. And he's going for the Stukasse first. He's clearly disappointed with all the support weapons, but that means he's going to be quite vulnerable to the IS-2, but he's going to hit him soon because he's then going to only have the Panzer 4 to stop the IS-2. And the Stukasse first is going to be absolutely rubbish against an IS-2. So I definitely feel like that's a bit of a bad call there by Brosras. I mean, he must be slightly thinking at least there's a potential of an IS-2, but it seems like so far he's not caught on to it, he doesn't care. Has decided that the field guns and support weapons are a bigger priority he has to deal with. I mean, I can understand, double field guns and double sys and maxims are going to be quite a pain in the arse here for Brosras. Sys 3 almost done. We're getting the T-70, but we're getting the Panther 4. Stukasse is out here, and of course Kusanagi will be aware of it thanks to radio intercept. And there you go, IS-2 out, and Brosras, as I want to remind you, only has a single Panther 4 to stop that. Okay, that worked out pretty well. The field gun crew is expired, the Maxim's almost gone. Could even get the penal troopers here. No, gets away, gets away. Field gun is in fact utterly annihilated. We got the IS-2 heavy tank out here for Major Kusanagi. 10 kills on that Stukasse. That's a pretty good barrage, to be honest. I mean, most players just fire it and maybe get 1 kill, but Brosras, man, it's 10 kills. Thumbs up. But now, of course, he's up against the IS-2, and the Stukasse is going to be about as useful as a stick of butter in dealing with that. So he's going to have to sort of come up with some sort of temporary stalling strategy, which again I imagine is going to involve some Panzerschecks or a Kedemir for something big out, pull up something a bit bigger. Flanking the Maxim with the Panzer escort, Veteran Feeder, close 24, troops attacking here from the south, no Orbison joining in, there you go, routing the eastern positions, but the IS-2, oh! Almost took out like Kedemir for there actually. It's had to kill now more friendlies than enemies.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
So what will he do? Do his any Panzerschecks? No. I mean, a Yak Panzer could be sort of a option here. Orbison have to fall back. That'd be a shame here to lose the Orbison to the T-70, to be honest. We go retreating. We got air support called in here on Brosras' position. We need to activate the Schwerpanzer quarters flak for anti-aircraft duties. Stukasse was almost good to hammer away their rockets at Kusanagi. Troops setting out. Seizing the eastern victory point. One down, one to go. I mean, this would be a good target for the Stukas, and I imagine here that Brosras sort of always has an idea about that. Second aircraft down. Holy smokes! Not quite as good in some ways. The first one to kill one Indian squad almost took out the other. I think they even did some damage to the eyes too. I mean, that was not bad. Not bad at all. Emergency one already. That's very helpful there for Brosras. Very unhelpful for MajorKusanagi, and the second guards make a nice goal. I mean, he can soon go for the Yak Panzer, but obviously he goes for that. He goes for another Panther 4. He does not try to stall out for the Panther or he command Tiger, though. Part of me might advise a Yak Panzer first. Ooh, good hit. They almost got the penal triple squad, then retreat. Quite a few, they're dead. Orbits on the east of us, the T-70. Panzerflieger moving ahead here. 14 kills on the Panzerkampfwagen 4 Ausführung J, the last model of Panzer IV. Came over there. Ooh, caught. Nice hit there. Yeah, I believe he's attacking ground home just to land some hits that sort of hit specifically more amongst the infantry. Only 16 kills there. 300 versus 307. They're still pretty close there. Stukas was almost good to go flying again. And he's definitely got the fuel now for the Yak Panzer. Or the Panzer IV. The question is, does he go for it again? Does he go for the Panther? Or even further, does he try to go for the Command Tiger? I mean, there's a lot of questions there. We got flares off again. Nice use of flares by MajorKusanagi. Again, it gives some idea there where Brosras might be and not, and you know, try and make some deductions based off of that. No tech out though for Kusanagi. That's something I feel like somebody should be doing. So you can actually back up the eyes too. Eyes 2 minutes in the centre, engaging the Panzer there. Panzer IV moving in, Stukas of us firing again. He could hit the field gun on the maximum there, but he sort of sees that. And of course, this Panzer can also fire flares off, but most people don't use the flares on their Panzer Fusiliers. Comes from out, backed up by Kednev from the left flank. Need to get with the Panzer IV, still getting rid of the field gun. Is pretty big. If you can rush and clear it out of the maximum, that could be pretty advantageous there for Brosras, quickly blitzing out. Yeah, we got the Yak Panzer out with the Panzerjäger, Yak Panzer, Panzer 4-70V really. Caught laying down mines. Oh, Brosras, you're still pioneers, scheiße. I like the idea, but a bit of a trick I like to do occasionally is just, I ordered them to lay down the mines, then hold shift so I can actually, you know, queue up a command to just move them way afterwards. That way, A, they don't stand on the mine as soon as it's done, and B, more importantly, like the blue side of it, even then they're not going to realize there's a mine there. It's a bit of a small trick there, not a huge one, you know, small trick that might occasionally just save you, you know, stuff like that. Yak Panzer almost done there for Brosras, Panzer IV there, close to Vetchny 3. And there we go, Kusanagi taking up. Thumbs up. He got 23 kills in that. I mean, he's really been doing some great hits for that Stukas. I mean, I'm actually quite impressed with that because normally when I see someone use the Stukas, they tend not to hit a lot of stuff with it. Like, they just tend to fire blindly. Partly just obviously just a bit of luck. I mean, he actually acquired some good skill to sort of regularly actually score some nice hits for the Stukas. I'm actually kind of impressed by Brosras in that sense. There you go. Yak Panzer 4-70V out. V standing for Wehrmacht. Because there was also a version made by Alkit, which was notably larger and boxy and thusly not quite as efficient. Interesting enough, those actually make Alkit was also the ones who made the Stug, so kind of gets a bit weird there. But the Alkit version was sort of more used like replacement tanks, and they weren't like very good for it, rather than just tank destroyers. Smoking off in the centre. Panzer IV, they're close to Vetchny 3. So now Yak Panzer, Panzer IV setting out. Need to be a bit careful with the Yak Panzer, of course. Stukas was firing again. Close one there, but not quite. Might be able to take it out of the Panzer IV. Nope. Still 25 kills on the Stukas is very impressive for 1 versus 1. Orbs on the almost taking up Panzer IV. Yak Panzer trying to get in, but there's a bit of pathing issues there. Oh, Yak Panzer misses. And the Orbs on get wiped right as they get around the corner there. Bad luck there for Brosras. Very bad luck. That's got to feel a bit frustrating. T-70 dodges the shot there again. 200 points left here for Brosras and the Großdeutschland Panzergrenadierdivision. Shot fired, missed. Additional fun fact about the Jagdpanzer is usually assigned to divisional tank hunter battalions and were not part of the independent tank hunter battalions or Abteilungs, which were usually equipped with their Hetzers, by sort of later stages of the war, Martyrs and whatnot. Occasionally also Stugs, because, you know, Stugs were just substituted for whatever they were lacking. Like, they had so many Stugs that, like, if they're lacking tanks first, substitute Stugs. Lacking tanks, substitute Stugs. Of course, that's let some people think the Stug was a tank destroyer, but, you know, apparently never assumed it was also a tank, you know, despite that. Panzer IV, the hammering away veteran field is very good. I should take a hit in the Panzer, Jagdpanzer hanging back here. Panzer there take, penal troopers taking heavy hits here from the Panzer IV. Air support called in, he's going to have to activate his anti-schwerpanzer quarters there, and you've heard that's in a bit of trouble. I feel like Brosras is starting to suffer a bit from tunnel vision. They need to try and flank more on the right flank against the MajorKusanagi rather than attacking head on. Nice hit from the Jagdpanzer there, penetrating. Stugas was almost good to go there. Jagdpanzer lands another hit. Need to pull back the Jagdpanzer though. Shot fired, missed. Stugas was firing away. Probably going to try and hit those field guns. That was really a dodge strike, but I would say 3 out of 4 good strikes is pretty good. In particular with those kind of kills anyways. Well, it's obviously a bit disappointing to watch. I mean, as overall performance, I would say, that sort of compensates. Kusanagi still could do more infantry and, of course, more armour. Jagdpanzer almost fixed up. Sadly, Brosras never seemed to have gone around to the Command Tiger. He might want to pull up another Jagdpanzer, I guess. Hit there. 7 kills. Panzer IV moving in. Several hits in the Panzer need to retreat. Might be too late there though. Shot bounced, unfortunate for Brosras. Shot bounced again, pretty bad luck. Look, bounced again, wow. Brosras is not having a lot of luck with that one. Another hit there, Panzer IV needs to pull back. Close to Victory 4, but also close to being destroyed again. He's just sort of resorted to head-on assault in there. It's like nothing happening here, despite I would say it's pretty much, you know, free real estate to try and hit Kusanagi in other spots. So, not too efficient there by Brosras, to be honest. Seems like he might be hitting his limit here for this match. Or at least the Stugas first might have encouraged him just, you know, try and, you know, bash his head in on rather than again trying to outmaneuver his opponent. Either way, it's definitely helping Kusanagi a lot. We got finally something resembling a flank here, but it's rather late. Also, the sniper is still alive. 37 kills. Not too shabby. Jagdpanzer doing, but need to be careful about its distances and how it moves. Managed to get running line over the IS-2. Line of fire that is. T-70 hanging back here. 23 kills. Pretty good stuff there for Kusanagi. Panzer going for the T-70, can he finally take it out? Getting flanked here with the field gun. T-70 dodges again, grenade off on the Kettenwerfer. Jagdpanzer half-field need to cover around that CIS-3. Oh, he's trying to repair it close to the front line again. I feel like it's just a sense of Brosras there pushing his luck way too far in there. Goes about to lose the Jagdpanzer down. Staggering blow there to Brosras and the German army. Panzer there flanking in. Stugas fires, misses again. Oh dear. Well, got it eventually too, but didn't gain new kills. We got 118 versus 297. Situation for Brosras is deteriorating, as his tactics seemingly are starting to become a bit more shambolic and a bit less confident. Fixing up the Panzer IV, they're halfway to ace level. IS-2 should be farming up through the centre. And lacking firepower, I mean, Brosras is not in a good spot. Still no Panzer X for the Panzer Fusiliers. Bit more again, he's sort of starting to realise again he has to flank, but the question of course is if it matters now, since his forces are... I mean, it's probably still the best choice, but the question of his sounding is good enough. Machine gun in a bad spot, Panzer IV for the centre. Feels like Brosras just is kind of giving up here. Almost got an ace level pentacle. There we go. Good work there by Brosras. I'm guessing he might try and somehow stall for the command tiger. Hope that somehow pulls his chestnuts out of the fire, but I think his chestnuts at this point are a bit scorched.
This is prepared for action.
106 was 193. I need repairs. Issue 5 there, holding up nicely.
The enemy has 100 points remaining.
98 points left for Brosras. We can get up further there. Pentacle good to go again. Close to the field they needed for the command tiger. Manpower wise, he's still going to need a couple of minutes.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector. Ready for action.
Really nice setting up their corner. Basically means they can bait them into range of fire range of the anti-tank satchel. Good play there by MajorKusanagi. Good use of the terrain. And the issue 5 there is going to take it out. And with that, Brosras' remaining panzer is out. GG. Game over. A loss for Germany. A victory for the Soviet Union. A nice little fight here. Nice to see someone using more of a Grand Offensive, sort of relying more on it more. The question is, of course, maybe should have gone for the command tiger after all. Maybe would have helped, but I don't know. I think the overall issue of part was for Brosras as the fight went on. Like, he stopped focusing on the sides and stepped attacking around here. Again, the field was a maximum which is just a lot could done. I think Brosras relied more on, again, more aggressive freewheeling tactics to try and sneak up behind some of MajorKusanagi's supporting elements. He probably had a better chance. Of course, the T-70 was a bit of a nuisance in that regard, but I still feel like it's better than just charging into, you know, field guns and maxims, to be honest, there for Brosras. I might have had, I think, better chances of achieving something there for him. Though, of course, that is just me. And, of course, I feel like a bit more infantry probably also done good. Well, once the opposite, you know, with them again, just a bit more there. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this match. I've learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell your friends, tell your family, but don't tell your enemies. This is Imperial Link signing off, and see you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye.